Hello and welcome to session one of how to use Google Classroom. This is going to be a multi-part series of how to start a Google Classroom from the beginning, and then how to add assignments, how to collect grades, how you could use it in your classroom. Just a very basic how to in Google Classroom for really grades K to 12. And I'm really going to break it down into little pieces for you. So, this first session is just a quick intro and how to create and some of the major parts about Google Classroom. So let's start with part one. So we are at classroom.google.com, and you'll see that I already have a Google Classroom created. That's the one we are actually going to use today. But to create a classroom is just simply clicking this plus button right at the top right corner here and clicking create a class. From here, it's pretty straightforward. There's a couple of clicks and understanding things that you have to kind of agree to. When you click continue, you can actually create your class name and add any sections or rooms that you want. It'll all be included in this little card that we have displayed here. So since we have that already created, let's just dive into that classroom and check it out. So from here, we can see a blank Google Classroom. So we have our banner that we can change if we would like to. We can customize that. You'll notice on the left side here, we have two parts. We have the class code, which is one way we can add students, some upcoming work and assignments that are due, and we even have a classroom stream. So this is where you can add special news updates for students, any work assignments, etc., videos that you want to add so the students can observe and comment on as we go. One important part to get familiar with right from the beginning is the settings section. So if I click this class settings gear at the top, this is where we can make any changes like the classroom change, a section change, room change, etc. This is where we find ways to either show the invite code. We can get the invite link if we'd like to. We can even turn off that invite code if you'd like to as well. The actual classroom stream, we can actually have students comment and post. There's other options here. They can only comment or maybe only want the teachers to post and comment so the students can only view it. Same thing with classwork. We could have showing attachments in the full detail, condensed notifications, or hide notifications. So lots of different ways that we could actually adjust based on the needs of our students and our class in general. Showing deleted items, we have that as well. If you're a class that might use Google Meet, you can actually turn on a Google Meet link if your district allows you. And then finally down here, grading. Since we do have a gradebook attached to Google Classroom, we can actually have Classroom calculate a grade for us. So right now, it's set to no overall grade. I'm not overly worried about it. We could set it up as just a total points, or we can actually weight different assignments. So again, depending on what your classroom needs are for your assessments, you could actually set that up for you for yourselves as well. And we can even have students check on their overall grade as the class continues. But again, something that you can consider depending on your classroom needs. Some of the other sections that you're going to see at the top here, we have classwork. This is where we're going to look at in session 2, where we're going to create a few assignments and tests and such. We have people, and you will notice that I do have some quick students in here, but I'll talk about in a moment how to add those students in multiple different ways. And then finally, again, the grade section, which I don't have any assignments. So at this point right now, there's nothing here to show, but you could see the grades as the class progresses. Okay, so let's go back to adding the individual students. So if we go back to people for a quick moment, you'll notice at the top here, we have a section just for teachers. And on the far right side, we have a button here for inviting teachers. If you go ahead and click on that, you can actually see that you can add a name or an email of the people you want to invite as your classroom teachers with you. And then once you click invite, they'll get an email notification that they're invited to that classroom. And they'll also be notified that they're invited to a class from the original classroom homepage. And the same goes for students. We can go ahead and click invite students, do the same thing. We can type in their name and email individually, or if you're interested, they do provide an invite link that you can just copy and send like a mass email to your students. My preferred method of adding students, just to make it a lot quicker for myself, is if I go back into the stream where I have that class code. Once you have your students going to classroom.google.com, They could just type in this class code rather after pressing the plus sign. So they press the plus sign, they'll click on join a class, and they can type in this code automatically on their own. So that will add them to the classroom right away, and then they can start participating in the activities. Finally, one of the last features that I want to show that not a lot of people really talk about or think about is within classwork. You'll notice at the top right corner of the classwork stream here, we have two buttons, one for Google Calendar, one for the class drive folder. What's great about Classroom is that it automatically creates a dedicated calendar for this classroom, and it also creates a dedicated Google Drive folder in Google Drive, which once I click on that, every assignment, every template or document that you create. So you'll see I have a couple already created in here from like a past usage of this classroom. All of those get created. All of the student work gets saved within these folders, which makes it really simple for you to find. And even for students as well, they also get it created directly into their Google Drive folder. So if they need those documents for any other reason, they could easily find them in Google Drive. And that is a quick session one, quick dive into what Google Classroom has to offer and all the little parts. Check out session two, where we'll start creating those assignments and begin marking those assignments as well. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon.